Thank you so much for staying tuned to today's edition of This Morning on ITV. It's all about tackling security challenges and, of course, the Amotekun operation. But this time around, we're taking a look at it from the angle of regional response. Don't forget that Nigeria is made up of 6 geopolitical zones. Yes, the Southwest, 6 of them, they came together to launch a body to check miscreants, to check the fears of security challenges, to check the inflow and outflow of humans that may be detrimental to that region. At first, it was all about community policing, then it graduated to state policing, and now regional policing. Even a governor in the north, talking about Simon Lalong, he too went to see President Muhammadu Buhari to tell him that this is what they want to do because of reported cases of killings in his own northern region. What about the southeast region? What about the middle belt? Talking about the south-south, every region is agitating for their own security outfit. Is it healthy for the country? From what is going on, can one deduce, can one conclude, can one even say that the security outfit originally given the power to take care of Nigerians, have they failed Nigerians because of the offshoot of all this militia group meant to protect their region? Amotekun, the regional response, that is what we're taking a look at on this discussion segment of This Morning on ITV. With me here in the studio, I have a political analyst, a politician, a public affairs commentator. Join me to welcome Dr. Samson Isibo. Welcome to the show, sir. I appreciate you coming. Right. And sitting very close to him is Barrister Cosmos Irabo. Barrister, welcome to the show. Appreciate you coming. He's a legal practitioner and, of course, one-time governorship aspirant. And not to forget to mention also, he's a political activist. Welcome once more. All right. Sitting very close to Barrister Cosmos Irabo, I have Barrister Patrick Awo-Osagie, a legal practitioner, political analyst, both local and international politics. He is well grounded, and believe you me, he's also a clergyman. How many feathers do you have on your cap, sir?
Thank you.
Welcome to the show.
It's my pleasure.
And a happy new year to all of you.
And you too.
All right. On Thursday, though many people saw it coming, others are saying that they don't have an idea that this was going to happen. 6 governors in the southwest geopolitical zone, they came together, though not all of them appeared in course of the inauguration of the Amotekun arm of security outfit, so to speak, but they are directly involved. It was formed. There were reactions and counter-reactions. Some applauded it, some it was a case of more knocks, and now regions are beginning to agitate. Regions are beginning to plan to have their own outfit. Taking a look at it from the regional perspective, what do you feel about this, Barrister Patrick Awo-Osagie?
Thank you very much. It's really a welcome development, if I must say. It's a welcome development because we've taken a critical look at the country today and the unnecessary killings that is going on. A whole lot of folks are no longer free to move. I remember the other time it was that Benin Lagos Express that they have to start talking about clearing the bush paths for these evil heads folks coming to hijack vehicles and constitute and even adopt them. Senior advocate, not Festus, Azekome was, adopted at some time, and we know a whole lot of things to mention, but a few. And even incidentally, on the 17th December, when I was coming from Ibadan, I had a matter in Ibadan, Yagokun Magistrate Court there, and I was coming back, but I had a little issue on my vehicle. As at the time I got to Legbeka, I decided to go through Akure. I was intercepted by these Fulani headsmen. It was God that saved me, because they almost gunned me down. So if you are talking of this group coming together to secure their region, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And if other persons are of the opinion that, oh, it's like community or whatever, regional policing as it were. I don't think there is anything wrong. It's just that it should be properly checked. I think that is it. I think our enforcement agents, like the Nigerian police, the IG and all whatnot, they should come together, defense and all whatnot. We should come together and look at it. What are they really up to? You can spy out their activities. If there's anything that contravenes what security should be, then you can spark it off there from there. But from those already heated regions, like the Northeast now saying we want that, I don't think that we need such things there, because the military is already stationed there because of the Boko Haram activities. Until we are able to bring to naught all that is happening in that region, as it were. Other region agitating, the government should allow them be and let everybody police his region, so to say. If I can protect my people, because it's unfortunate that you just find people, you look at the Agatu killing and people just coming from nowhere. We say there are no Nigerians, there are some herdsmen from nowhere, from where, for goodness sake, I'm in Nigeria. And somebody who is not in Nigeria just come and start dragging and fighting over my lands and all whatnot. So these are issues. So we cannot wish that away. The people have rights to life. They have right to live. It's there in the Constitution. So we cannot just begin to say, well, why are they not doing this? And besides, you know, the JTF, the civilian JTF that was also created because of that was a matter of necessity, because the debt was becoming alarming and we had to do that. And the government had to say, let it be. But as it stands today now, I mean, you find people that are not from that region. It's unheard of in any sane country. Now, you find strangers taking over, fighting over your farmers. We are talking about all-inclusive activities now with respect to agriculture and just concerned about it.
Right.
If you continue and say, well, we don't want it, we don't want it, we should go, no, it's not making sense, then they destroy our crops in the farm, then the farmers will not be able to do anything. So these are some of the issues I personally believe should be a welcome development, but should be monitored strictly by the...
Should be monitored strictly by the federal government,
yes,
or
absolutely.
the police. Okay, I'll come back to you on that. Barrister Cosmos Irabo, what are your views and opinions on this? Because right now regions are beginning to have the same ideas. I'm already forming them.
Normally, there's a constitution, and the Nigerian constitution provides for Nigerian police to play the role of checkmating the activities of criminality. And then when that gets to a situation where the regions or different people are now beginning to safeguard, protect themselves, it means one side of it has failed. And if I may go back to history, the Nigerian police is a product of the West African Frontier Force. And the West African Frontier Force, when they metamorphosed into Nigeria police, it was police in Nigeria, because they were used to suppress Nigerians. And then instead of it becoming police, Nigeria police, I think it's still police in Nigeria, because it's still playing the role as far as I'm concerned. And then the politicians are still using them against us.
Some of them may have contrary views to your opinions.
Yeah, everybody is entitled to it.
Excuse me.
So what I'm saying in essence is, for it to have degenerated to this level where people are not trying to defend themselves, protect themselves, it means things have really gone bad. But the way I have fear is, all the times that things like this have happened, you remember we have Bakassi, that was the whole of the eastern region.
Yeah.
We also had APC in the western region.
OPC,
I mean, in the western region. At the end of the day, how did they end up? Even when the governors were there, money was sent, it was monitored according to them, and the whole thing still went into illegality. They were killing people, using them to settle scores and all those things. I was discussing with my brother here. If the ones that were trained for 6-7 months can turn to what we are experiencing, how do you see this one that you just pick them and all that? What do you make out of it? Then, will these people be armed? What kind of arms are they going to carry? Because whatever arms they're going to carry, it must be in consonance with us in the Constitution. And then what kind of arms do you not want to carry that will be enough to match the people you say you want to checkmate or the people you want to combat? So these are the issues we look at. If they can actually do it. If you check Boko Haram, they started this civilian joint task force. By the end of the day, discover that those civilian joint task force were the people giving information to the Boko Haram people. So if you want to say, let us form this group, who are the people that will join the group? Of course, those who are well enlightened, educated and all, a doctor cannot go and join the group. It's the same group. So the role, which role do they now play? Who do they now give allegiance to? Is it the left or the right? So it's good to start a team. But you must sit down to critically analyze this thing. Because the end product is what determines if it's fair or not. So that's what I say. For me, it would have been, I would have preferred that the federal government sits down, works seriously on the Nigerian police. Because Nigerian police can function well if they want them to function well. You can imagine a situation where you say you have a police, you don't care how they move around, no vehicles, the arms they are carrying, I don't know if they are functional or serviceable as they will call it. Even their calls, they use their money to recharge their handsets. The roads are not there, network of roads are not there. Some of the houses along the streets are not numbered. So when you call, I recall a situation where I was discussing with the police officer. He said a woman called, made a distress call. They say, okay, madam, calm down. Where is the street? They say, okay, tell us center around the street. There's a church. How many church? At the end of the day, not really. He said, but if it's number this, they are coming. So what's the situation? There are even situations where robbers will even call them. If the government wants to combat crime, there will be a need for all these things. That's my annoyance. When I was contesting the election, I said, I will make sure there are CCTV cameras in areas. Nigerian police should have drones, should have helicopters. When you want to go into crime, and you know that you go into crime, certainly you'll be caught. You won't do it, because you don't want to die. But when you know you go into it, you put it, you loot, you enjoy it, you will do it. So the policies we are having, I see them as political gimmicks.
Political gimmicks?
Yes. I don't know, these are people that are going to be used to rig elections and all that. The political talks and all that. Because if they want things to work, a governor with his security vote can make a change in his state if he wants it. Okay. What do they do? Are they fighting a war in the state?
We are coming to that. We are coming to that. The regional response. Is it a war situation? I'll come back to you on that. Dr. Samson Isibo, I know you have so much to say about this. Over to you.
Thank you very much. First of all, I disagree with my good friend that the security outfit is a political gimmick. No. I thank the Southwest governors for having the political will, for taking that initiative to set up that outfit, Amotekun. First of all, it is an indictment of the police and the other security agencies. For how long have we been crying? Killer S-men, what has police done? Mm-hmm. Nothing. If you pour billion, trillion into police force, it's still going to be in the drain. So for these people to come down, to come out and say, we are setting up this thing, because it is the government that is supposed to be the protection of lives and properties. But these governors are incapacitated. They've tried. It came to a standpoint when the Afenifere daughter was killed by the killer S-men. They promised the usual statement of the president. We'll get to the root. We shall get them today. Nothing done. And there were pressures on the governors. You are the chief security officer. Your people are dying. Let me tell you, from sources close to the people. You do know that this killer S may have killed more than 200 people, kidnapped more than 400 people, whom they release and collect ransom from. They killed 200 in a region. How can you beat that? So rely on these conventional police people or army. They can't do it. Let's face the fact. That is why these people came together and analyzed everything. They called their professionals before they arrive at this outfit. That it is the people at grassroots, the people from the localities, knows the terrain of the area, the bushes, the villages. They know everything. Not that you carry an answer man to a Yoruba place. He doesn't know anything than to stay on the road. They collect Bogiri for new road. So, in fact, we are so excited. We thank them for coming out with that outfit, and the people were jubilating. those people criticizing this and that, they are the enemies of the people. If you know the modalities, if you know the criterion of this outfit, they are not to arrest, they are not to detain, they are only information gathering. They will gather information and pass it to the police. They are not going to have any detention camp, but they will go into the jungle. And the composition, let me tell you, comprises about 4 organizations: OPC, Vigilante, Hunters, Agbekoya. Those are the ones that
OPC, Vigilante, Hunters, and Agbekoya.
Yes.
A combination of efforts.
Combination.
Okay.
They will select them and put them in the outfit. So they are not there to a form of competition with the police. No, the police will still play a vital role. They will gather the information and pass it to the police, or if they make arrest, they will take it to the police. Simple thing. They are not there to for war. No, but who will stay aloof when their people are being killed by killer S-men, kidnappers? My friend gave an instance just now. You cannot drive home, you cannot go to the village, the farmers cannot go to the farm, and this thing cannot continue like that, to rely on the conventional security people. That is why we agree with them, we applaud their efforts.
All right. It's about Amotekun regional response, how other regions are taking it. Don't forget, Nigeria comprises of 6 geopolitical zones. Right now, the Northeast, they are talking about forming their own outfit due to the incessant killings and kidnappings ravaging some parts of the North. You talked about the North not having, how will I put it now? You say that you're not in support of the North having such an outfit. After all, Simon went to the president, Governor Simon, and said, look, sir, we really want to follow suit with what they did in the Southwest. It's from the northern region.
I said the Northeast precisely. I'm not saying they shouldn't. If they shouldn't, now the heavy presence of military is already there. You understand? We are not saying they should not. You know, because of that place is more or less like a warlike environment. Like,
all right, so to cut in, don't forget that there is this plan also to gradually withdraw military presence from some of these ports.
And in that regard, if, like I said, I'm not the defense minister, if they deem it fit that the military could leave the environment that Boko Haram have been later bare in that regard, then they can also constitute their own, and to ensure that they check out. I believe criminals are not spirits. In civilized world, things before things start happening, footages are everywhere. You know when you are being watched. Like, I'm sitting down here talking because I'm alive. I know my brother here, he loved me so much, I know that very well. If he was told that I was killed by herdsmen, we shout, oh, this country is an activist, he will go on the street. Activism will not solve this. I mean, I'm not joking. I had to drive into them. The man was with a gun. I had to drive, hit his car or hit his gun, and he jumped off the road. If not for that, I would have been shot dead. So if I were killed, then he would have reacted, oh, this is unfair, Nigeria. This is the action we must take. We must safeguard our people. We must do all of this. So I'm not against, oh, Northeast should not have, no. Nigeria is one country, but I just felt because of the heavy presence of the military, so that we don't, make that place, a war ground, because the civilians will not be able to move freely anymore. Since the place, the calmness have come there, I honestly believe if these civil vigilantes and whatnot are able to really come on board, they will really be able to track, like Doctor has said. Dr. Zipo just nailed it on the head, and that's just the truth. Because you cannot know my environment more than me. If you come around town, because you need to speak with me, and then I will tell you that person, he's always there, he doesn't do this, you have first-hand information. You can transmit that to those that will help you and aid you. So in my own take, I am not against the Northeast or North folks not to have their own. All regions should have. They are free. So long is not a Boko Haram event where they are throwing bombs and then you are not killing more persons. That's the area, that's the angle I'm looking at. If it's an area that is so volatile, then they should not start. Then the military still remain. But in a situation whereby they have been able to pull them out and, then they can also constitute that, because Boko Haram didn't start all of a sudden. It started gradually. you know, they're picking information, look at where we can come here and nothing will happen. And when they can master the community and know where they go to, and then they will start striking. And this is what we say must stop. And we really need it to stop. You can't go to a farm, you can't go to your village, you cannot, what are we not doing? Poverty in the land, people resort to farming now, they plant their crops and at the end they cannot harvest. Animals have come to start harvesting for them and they try to react, they are being killed, and then we take them out. So it doesn't make any sense to me. I think it is high time and it's a right step in the right direction. In short, this is one good thing that has happened to this country that we must all applaud.
All right, that we must all applaud. I appreciate it to, like, you know, shows a snippet of what is really happening as we are discussing, talking about the equipment given to this new security outfit. Now, that brings me to you. You talked about the equipment of the police. You talked about the police being ill-equipped, that if the police are given the environment to work, they will definitely deliver. And if you take a look at the clip, which PD will just roll over us very soon, you get to see brand new cars. You get to see personality being armed. Do you see this in the example of Bakassi that you gave, what really happened in the eastern part of the country? Do you see them being able to perform beyond the expectations of Nigerians, even the Nigerian police?
Like I did say, you know, let me come out here. I am not against what took place. Yeah. But I only feel bad that these things took place because the system has failed us. That is
the system has failed.
The system has failed us.
Absolutely.
It's not the Nigerian police that failed us. The Nigerian police failed because those who are supposed to make them perform refused to make them perform. Perhaps what I was telling you about handsets, recharging their phones and all that. If the system wants them to perform, they will perform. And you know, the Nigerian system, a woman was discussing. He said, when you talk of a polluted system, he said, a woman who takes in polluted air, that air goes into the stomach. And if there's a fetus there, the child growing up, grows up with the polluted air. The child comes out, meets the polluted air, inhales the same polluted air. So what do you expect? The system needs an overhaul. The so-called group you are forming, they are in the same system. That's why I told you, I said, if the ones that were trained for 6-7 months end up the way we are seeing them, how do you now talk of these ones you just handpick? They also talk of which weapons do you have to match with these people that are not carrying missile launchers and everything that you say you want to combat. If you, like my senior brother, my leader here, talked about, that they are into information gathering. When you gather information, who are you passing it to? The same group of people that you tell has failed. Then they will not. What if you pass information, they don't come? Can they use their bare hands to go and arrest herdsmen who are carrying AK-47 and all that? So you see, I feel that we should call a spade a spade. Those who are forming them know why they are forming. I have my impression about why they are forming them. Understand? The best I feel any governor can do is the state policemen in your state, equip them. We talk of this group you are forming. They are going into the terrains. You are buying brand new vehicles. I expect to see bikes. I expect to see drones. You know, those are the things I expect to see. That horses, you know, that can really go into the bush. Then I'll know that you are ready. But why you buy vehicles? These people, they say herdsmen are in the forest. You are buying the vehicles move in the forest. You understand what I'm saying? So if we are ready, we should be seen as ready. Bakassi started it. They bought vehicles for them. The governors gave them double barrel compassions and all those things. With chains and all. How did they end up? A system that came and attacked itself. And at the end of the day, the people rioted against them. And that was the end of it. Perhaps the same thing we'll see. If, you know, things are not properly done, I expect Nigerians to ask themselves the question, why is it that you say the Nigerian police, they are corrupt? The same things Nigerian police are products of the society. Is it not? Now, these same ones that are saying they are corrupt, when they enter, they do the same thing. It lingers. Abroad, don't they kidnap? Why is it that when they kidnap, they arrest them? Are they using the same system we are using? If people sat down to say, no, we must do the wrong things rightly. That is the situation of this country. When those on top want things to work, my brother, they will work. By the time you give another to an inspector of police, I want this way. The thing goes down. Everything flows. I am close to the police. I understand the police. They are complaining, but they cannot come out because of the regimental nature of their profession. If you say something must be said against you to jail you, It happened in this country now, where the Inspector General of Police was detained, jailed, and all that, sent to prison. What I'm saying, because as far as I'm concerned, he complained. So if they want things to work, they can make it work. It is not. It is because people are now angry that they have refused, not because the police have failed, because they have refused the police to perform. They have made sure that the police fail. As a result of that, let us go into, okay, now, if you go to the issue of Benue, when they were killings and all that, you call the police, they won't come. And then the governor looked around and said, no, I cannot allow this to happen to my people. He even left his party, went to another party and all that. When they were doing the same incident, when they were doing their funeral, not one person from the federal government came to that state. They were the happy people to say, we want to condole you and all that. Not one person. But they was killing. The police were there. The military were not. Nobody came to do anything. So if at the end of the day you bring this, you say pass the same information to them, what if they refuse to act? Is it not an issue of retrogressive infinity?
Okay, retrogressive infinity. I'll come back to you now. When this group was inaugurated, there was a statement from one of the youths in the north indicting the formation of that body. Do you see this as a regional thing?
Thank you very much. I want to correct one impression. This outfit, this Amotekun outfit, is a child of necessity.
A child of necessity.
Exactly. Because the rampant killing, day by day, it affects the economy anyway.
Obviously.
Those people hearing this thing from far away, investors, they won't come where there is no peace, where there is no security. They won't come and put their money into that place. So coming to that northern people is the normal thing, because they want to maintain the status quo of imperialism, hegemony, oligarchy, using all sorts of things to dampen the outfit, the image of the outfit, which is it's nothing to worry about. One, in Kano, they have what they call ISBA. ISBA is just like a police. They have JTF. They have Sharia police. Nobody talk. Nobody say anything. But when it comes to us, that means they are the ones sending killer herdsmen to the south.
You don't have proof of that. You don't have proof of that.
Well,
you don't
this
have
is
it.
my own thinking.
Even at that.
Yeah. But so the indices are there. For them to come and say, oh no, don't do this. Something that will protect the people. You are criticizing it. You set up your own. You have done it, and this one is well refined. Well refined. Not that you just pick person like the JTF people. Oh yeah, carry bow and arrow, go and start killing. No, they are well refined. They've done their own work. We are here. We don't know the inner restructuring of that system. Let us give it a chance to work. Let's see, wait for 3 or 6 months. You find that there will be peace, and this thing will radiate to other regions. Let them try their own Bakassi or no Bakassi. Those ones are not refined. This one is well structured. If you look at their statement and so on and so forth. So they are just being very selfish, wicked, for saying that no, this and that.
It's just the youth arm. One of the officials, not the student of the north right now.
Without fire, the youth takes instruction from their seniors, from the area where consultative forum. So it is the voice of Esau at the end of Jacob. My reverence, although so they should go and do their own. They have been killing with the southern too much. The federal government that's supposed to be the chief security officer of the country, they are looking other ways.
But this cuts across all regions. Even in the north, also they have their own fair share of kidnapping, killings.
Yes, we know, but our own is too much. They will rape, they will kill, they will destroy farms in the names of having the Fulani at the head.
No. Okay, hold on. This is where I come in. When we're here to indict a tribe right now, because whatever is happening in the south, the north, also they have their own fair share. That is why the governor did not say they are going to form theirs also. So you shouldn't accuse a tribe.
It's true. I agree.
You're right.
Yes, but referring to the killer S-men.
Okay.
Who comes from Mali, or those, our president said that the leftover of Libya people that comes. Look at it. The North shouldn't even say anything. See the border closure. It is only in the south that they close the border. Go to the north, it's well open. Even the president says so that anybody can come in, and they will after arrival they will go and register whatever. How? Then you start bringing in foreigners into the country, and what do? They don't have work, they don't have anything.
They have to kill to eat.
It is this kidnapping and killing they are here for. They don't value any human life. If you kidnap and collect money, well, it's a little bit better. Better you will collect money and kill the victim. They don't value, even they don't care whether the person is an Oba or is a chief or no. It's too rampant. So that is why those people, what they did is in line with the people's aspiration over there, that they want serious security outfit. We can't rely on the police. This police was formed in 1954 or whatever, before the independence. They need to review it, to restructure it. That's why I'm an advocate of state police. You see, I prefer state police. I think this is a step towards that side. So let each region have their own outfit. If they don't, then let them rely on the central police. So you don't need to precise a region that has the modalities to create an outfit. I think the North should take, the youth there should have their peace.
Okay.
And give this thing a chance to succeed.
All right. Now, if each region choose to pull their own weight and forming their own security outfit, because it has gone beyond state now, the 6 states in the southwest geographical zones, they came together to form this outfit. Do you think that would be a kind of a template for anarchy?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Like, if it is well, like I said, ab initio, I said it should be well monitored. Their activities will be screened. The police or the Nigerian police force is not spawned from this whole transaction or activities. I am not saying they should be on their own frolic and do things by themselves. They are not lords to themselves. That's how it is. It's just like saying we have governors around the states that for that singular reason we'll have anarchy and all of that. No. We are trying to safeguard. We are trying to protect your people. We must begin to have value for life. And that's what I'm talking about. Is that we don't regard the life of people. We don't value it. So that's a way to go. I don't think it will create any anarchy, because if you're talking about your own people protecting, this region is being protected, that region is protected, and the other one is protected. If I need to travel, if I'm living, maybe for instance, I'm going to the north, I'm going to be screened. Who is this person? Where is he coming from? Or what is he doing? If maybe I'm driving and all of a sudden I'm with some AK-47 and I say, well, I'm from the south, I'm just moving. Then what am I doing with that? So I should be able to, they should know who you are. I think it's a way to protect, and I don't see it as in any way, like maybe you say, okay, this force will now be fighting the other force. It doesn't make any sense, because they are not going out of their town or their geopolitical zone. It's only when you have this, let's say for instance, the geopolitical zone going out to the north to do what? Where are you driving to? Your own assignment is within your constituents, is within your jurisdiction. So you are not going to leave, even in courts. The applications you send to some courts, they tell you lack jurisdiction. If it's a federal high court matter and you are, filing to the high court, the judge will decline hearing because it doesn't have jurisdiction. So also, whatever you are doing, if you are pulling from your region to another region, it becomes an issue. So you protect your region. I'm not coming to you, don't come to me, stay on your end. If your folks have to come to my end, then we need to know who they are. We are Nigerian. We're not trying to debarcate or destroy or segregate the country. No, we are only trying to, it's for security reasons. And it's very sacrosanct. It's what if Donald Trump, sorry to digress, could spend $2 trillion, all in the name of security, and then he's telling you we have this and we have to. He said the American army is more bullish than what it used to be. It's not what you think of before. We are ready now, battle ready. It's obvious. You see, you need to let the people know. If the herdsman is coming, he should know, even if, I know what my big brother said, that they may not be able to do much as it were. But that little is something. There are certain things. He made a statement from his word that with footage of CC cameras and all, this will check me. If you know you don't want to die, that's his word. That the criminal don't want to die because you know you are being watched. So when you know that some Baba Ode or whatever, all these local guys are standing somewhere watching you, even if you had the gut, you had all the guns to shoot, you will still have some temper calm because you know these guys could also reinforce. They are aware already, and that is it. So there are other ways. It's not only when if you could hold an AK-47, there are shockers. There are things there are people that could come around you. Not everybody. I had the guts to drive into them. I didn't wait. If I had waited, I would be dead. I drove into them. So there are people that have guts to do many things. I know that you could say, well, that is once. If it's coming, it's coming. You can't hold it back. You cannot stop that. But I believe we need to protect our people. There is nobody there. Nobody have a monopoly of violence. That they are what they are doing and killing. You forget this Benin land and this the land of Igodomigodo. Go back to history. You know what happened. So we are not cowards. We are not afraid. We are only just being civilized. So if it becomes an issue of taking bull and ham, we can go into the bush and do same. We can do better than them. But that's not the issue. We are civilized people now. We must work by constituent authority and laws of the land. So nobody will just come to your region. So there will not be regional violence in their share. There will not be regional violence. You protect your region. I protect mine. They protect their own. And Nigeria will be at peace. Then we report back to the same IG of police. If there's any issue, we have this. And then they come in. And I think the bulk of work, we over-labor our police. That's another issue. That's another way I want my brother to understand, that we are laboring them too much. The police is not a machine. They are going everywhere. Look at the shadow, like you have rightly stated, which I also know, that they have limited funds. I did a petition a few days ago, and we were trying to, he has to be using his phone to be calling. And at the time, the lady, I said, take the money, buy a recharge card, put in your phone so that you can make call. And she said, thank you, sir, for appreciating this. She didn't want to ask me, but I had to say, take this and buy a recharge card in that phone. Because that is not my phone. I know it's your phone. It's not the police, Nigerian police phone. You are making calls and how will you be calling everybody? You have all the suspects, you'll be calling them. How much is your salary? So these are issues too. So it's a way to reduce the burden on them already, because they expect you to deliver without giving you anything. That's the truth. So, but to say that these regions will now begin to attack themselves, no. They'll not use them to be fighting. No. What are we fighting for? Nigerians are peace-loving people. You know, we are the happiest people on the planet Earth. We love life. Look at the clubhouses everywhere. Everybody, church is bubbling. Everywhere is bubbling. In the midst of Boko Haram, we are still celebrating. So you should understand the kind of country you belong to. We don't want to die. We love life. So Nigerians are not going to fight. That's what I want to say. That's the truth.
All right, now, I'm going to ask you the same question. A recipe of anarchy. You know, if you know that someone from the north said, look, this is you guys are doing, we are not in support of it. Also, if you go down memory lane, when some states in the west wanted to form an outfit to protect their own, there was heavy resistance. But now here they are, Amotekun has been formed. Do you see it as a recipe for disaster?
To be factual with you, the action is good, but to a very considerable extent, it could be a recipe for anarchy. Because if a man fails to learn from history, they say history repeats itself. If the Nigerian army could be divided and then it led to civil war, the Nigerian army trained all together, how do you now describe a situation where I'm trained, you are trained, and you're trained? I'm not saying this one is not even an issue of, fighting now. But it could create an easy reservoir to do what you want to do, without need to start all again or all over. We are talking of, people being strong, this and all that. The Boko Haram per se, they are not soldiers. The Boko Haram, they are not soldiers. They are not trained soldiers. But the same Boko Haram will go and meet trained soldiers, Nigerian soldiers, overwhelm them, take over their business, take their tanks and all that. You see, when I speak from experience. You see, there's always a micro to a macro. There was an incident I did, a matter I did, where vigilante people they paid, they gave them double barrels and registered double barrels, gave to them in a street, in an area. These same people, instead of doing what they were supposed to do, they were the same people raping girls. When you see them coming in the night, they will say, stay there. Where are you coming from? Don't lie and stay there. When it's now 10, 11, 12, they rape them. When they went to arrest them, did you know what they saw? Pack of condoms. That is vigilante. What I'm saying is, it is not as if the actions of these people is the best, but it now become last resort because of the failure of that which is supposed to do it.
Absolutely.
Why not we concentrate on the ones that are supposed to do it and make sure they do it because we can?
Long process.
If the situation gets to, we are talking of anarchy now, God forbid, they say there's going to be issues. Like I said, oh yeah, those of you that are already trained, that know it, start. This one starts. It's very easy. Like I said, a reservoir. A situation where we are talking of insurgents, serious criminality in a country. I want to waylay a little on what my senior brother here, my leader, said. You now say, when you're supposed to be closing your borders completely, make sure that people don't come, because the federal government had come out to say those who are doing it are not Nigerians, Boko Haram and all that. You now say they should enter the country, and when they come, they give them visa, and you see people coming to. So it's all an issue of ostrich posture.
That's the more reason we should have Amotekun.
But I don't think that's more reason to have this outfit to protect each region.
The outfit, as far as I'm concerned, is good, but it will not work. Let me come out openly to tell you. It will be strangulated, it will be frustrated. I told you so. I said, with what are they going to fight? The Nigerian police are telling you that we are not equipped enough, we cannot combat crime. You are giving these ones wood to go and fight the man that has a machine gun. You are just sending them into this thing, suicide mission. So it won't work. At the end of the day, you see them fighting themselves. This man comes, gives them money to do whatever he wants to do. So at the end of the day, it ends up in anarchy. That's just the simple truth. It ends up in anarchy. Who are the people that will join? Will you join the group? Who are the who is qualified to be a member of this group? Who are they going to be paid? Who is going to head them? Who are they going to be answerable to? What's the credentials of the person they are going to be answerable to? Okay, if it's in those states now, we want them to be answerable to one particular person who suddenly overnight became a billionaire. So what are we talking about? What are the credentials of these people? So that's the issue we should look at. It is not an athlete. An athlete is good. There will be several athletes. How did they all end up? They are around because a particular system failed. What if we make the system work? Well, we know we can make it work. That's the issue, simple software I'm talking about.
Over to you, Dr. Samson Isibo. He said this may be a recipe for anarchy, and he gave instances. He talked about Bakassi, talked about so many other outfits being inaugurated by regions to tackle security challenges, and here we are. Do you see this group saying the end of it all?
I do not agree. Those who set up the outfit, they know what they are doing. As I've said earlier, they are not to detain or to arrest. They are because those people they are going to meet, as you rightly said, they have AK-47, AK-49.
And these guys, they have
They have none. Yes, they are now trying to incorporate Ding gun into the system now, that they can carry Ding gun like hunters with the dogs. But these people with AK-47, AK-49, who will confront them? Who won't die? So what they decided to do is this. When they notice or they have seen a place where these criminals are staying, they will make their information to their regional office. The regional office will take it to the police. Police will come and invade the place. They will use drones.
And back to the same police, we are saying that that are not equipped.
But mind you, the IG approved this system.
Okay.
He approved it. Even a few days to the time, they invited Governor Fayemi to the IG, and the thing was sorted out. They know what they are doing. Then, secondly, The anarchy you are talking about, there will not be an anarchy. If you are residing in a place that is not your homestead, you will behave. You will be law-abiding. When we cause anybody to pounce on another foreigner or another indigene because of his what? So if there is a constituted authority that like this Amotekun thing, they will not do rash things like all we heard about Hisba, Sharia police, or those many of them like that in the north. There was one when this Hisba, Kano police, were terrorizing the southerners there. What happened? So this one, I can vouch for them. They are not going to transform to
You
terror.
can vouch for them. Are you part of them?
Because I read their...
Are you their spokesman?
No. But I read... I'm one of the adherents of that system. I follow their structure.
Okay.
And their objectives, their mandate. So it's not a thing which will just wave aside. They are there. They said they should give them 3 to 6 months to drive away those criminals eating in the bush, kidnapping every day, killing every day. I think we should applaud it. You said, okay, my friend said they cannot be part of the system. But those people who come out with their chest that, yes, we will confront the invaders, they should be applauded. And who are those people precisely? It's from the north. The southerners, they appreciated it. All of them. Oaneze, Pandev, Ijo, everybody in the south. They were happy about the system. Why are you now saying that to cause a pandemonium or whatever it's called? If we sanitize the system, all right, give peace, all right, to the region and even outside the region. The only thing I'm afraid of is this. These so-called killer S-men, kidnappers, once they find that that place is hot for them, they will migrate to the next place. That's why we employ our government here to take a cue, not just to make them say we ban the night grazing. You know that because of this Amotekun thing, the Mieti Allah people, 2 days to that time, they were jittery. That's why they said they are not going to be grazing at night again. It's because of this Amotekun that has not taken place. So
the fear of Amotekun.
Our government, Edo State government, should take a cue, not minding criticism. They should form their own outfit. Go to Digi, they cannot farm there again. They cannot farm there. Go to other places in Edo State. Why are we afraid? We are in Nigeria. When Kano people set up this, who raise any eyebrow? Sharia police, who raise any eyebrow? Let us set our own in the south. And there will be peace, there will be tranquility, economy will boom.
Absolutely.
All right, now he talked about Hisba, Sharia police terrorizing Southerners. You don't have proof of that, so that is not true. It cannot be proven or ascertained. Now, he talked about invaders. He used the word invaders as in that seems to be the mentality of this group of persons that came together. He talked about chasing them away from the bush to make our region safe for us.
Yes.
Do you think this is an avenue for this war, tit for tat? Pidgin English, you do me, I do you. Targeted at some specific persons in the south or in the southwest doing their normal business. It could be in bushes or anywhere.
I don't seem to get what you are saying. That's
because talked about chasing away the invaders. Who are the invaders?
Those that have come in and without lawful reason for doing anything meaningful thing around. They are the invaders. So if you have somebody hiding in my bush area, then I'm saying get out of that bush. I have right to do that. What will you be doing in the bush when saying people are in town or in villages that they know you are not building a little hut in the bush and at night you start doing your own job? So we should send them all out. So there's no issue like maybe it's targeted at anybody. We must rid Nigeria of crime. We must rid Nigeria of, it's not only arresting somebody, a big man, this governor, former aspirants, will take him to court so that he will know. That's not what we are talking about now. We have criminals hiding, people killing, I mean human beings. Yes. No, go there now. I'm talking of that Akure road now. You will find handbags flying on the bush. And we're talking about, these are things that is there for you to see. They are killing human beings. They are killing people. We're talking of invaders. They should chase them all out. If they are chased from this region and other region push them out, then they will have no choice but to either terminate, you leave, or run out of this country. I think that is the best way to address it. Every issue that is so biting should be desperately attended to. And I honestly believe this is so. Even if Amotekun, for instance, is to fail, let it start. Let's give them the benefit of doubt. You know, it's not as if just sitting and well look at it, maybe it will not work. Let it start first. You cannot predict now. They are say 3 to 6 months. Let's see what happens. In 3 to 6 months, and if they rid these bad folks out of the bush, then what are we talking about? Other regions should take leave from it and begin to work so that our people will be free again. But now we're talking about buying. We used to have our yams. Those days are gone. My father used to farm and we used to have yams. I don't know what it means now that everybody is now looking for yam, looking for gari, looking for. When we have farms, we can't go there. Is it policeman and sergeant that will not go and stand in the farm and be monitoring women in the farm? They have a lot. One policeman to 400. What, for goodness sake? How will that work? I can't even oversee 5-10 persons alone. One police officer to 400 to be watching. Even a machine will crash. A machine will crash. It's not possible. So we need to read it. Read this bush, this forest, this area that they are hiding. Read it and they should bring them out. I think that will bring a lot of sanity there, and people will be able to do their business. Fish ponds, poultry, and all whatnot, we can't have it again because people are hiding in the bush. You don't know. Some folks will just come with some wood on their neck and guns, and then they adopt people and kidnap them, collecting money. This is wrong, and we cannot. Invaders must be rid from the bush. They are invaders, like we call them. They should get out. If they want to come and live amongst us, there are better ways to do it. Come out and you get a house. And by the way, we should know that you are black skin doesn't mean you are Nigerian. Yes, I know government has said we'll give you visa and arrival. Visa and arrival does not mean you are a citizen. I'm a citizen. I'm a born citizen of this land. If I go to another country, each time I travel out of this country, they want to know. I was in the hotel some time ago and I was going to say, sir, please drop your passport. You will need to get your passport. Because that's not my country. I have to submit my passport to the hotelers and then I go out. And when you come back, they also take it that you have not absconded. So that when you misbehave, they quickly alert their police to get you. So these are the issues. Why are we not like that? We just allow everybody to come and they will rent a house and they will start living with you as if it's your farm. No, we don't do that. We should also have some restrictions. And I'm not totally in support of what the government is doing in respect of saying just come. Just come. What is that? We have not been able to address issues at home. We should put our house in order.
Okay.
So that's how I see it.
Barrister Cosmos, do you share the same opinion? You have a contrary view of the tit for tat, so to speak, aspect of this particular formation. Talking about invaders right now, which he talked about previously.
You see, I don't completely align with them, in as much as I'm not against what they are saying, but completely I don't align with them. I'm looking at a futuristic approach and a holistic approach to it. Not just something that we all know will definitely, with due respect to them, fail. Because you have done such things.
You keep saying fail. I'm a pessimist in this regard. Okay.
We see things. All right. You understand? One is, I gave an instance where a child is born into a failed system. What do you expect from that child? Failure. If the society, the system is, overhauled, you begin to see things work aright. I also told you, I said, the people who were even employed or recruited into a formalized system, trained for 6-7 months, they failed because they are from a failed system. Now you just pick people, you say they want to, who leads them? And as you up there, you will not lead. Most of the people you see, there are people who are disgruntled, maybe no job, nothing. At the end of the day, let me just go with this. So if you trickle anything, they'll pick it. I'm trying to be factual here. I want us to talk without emotions. Let the system function. Those who are ahead of the charge of the system can make it function. So this is why I think there are kind of distractions. Let the system function.
Let the system function.
Yes, we have had things like that before. Okay. Initially, they will perform. After that, they will retrogress, even go into infinity, begin to attack the very reason why they were formed. I remember I was here one day, I told them, I said, if I don't pay tax today, or if I refuse to pay tax, I will not have any moral, flogging to say, why didn't I? I'm not saying people should not pay tax. But the essence of governance or government is to provide amenities for the people, for the citizens, make life better for the people. But the situation where my respected Oga here, I know very well, his street, they contributed money to grade it. No light, he uses generator, he buys fuel. No water, he has a borehole in his house. So what else is needed of government that government has done with regards to his life? You understand? Now, security, they go into vigilante, pay them to, secure them. So when you look at all this, you know that we are living in a, with due respect to, let's just call it a fake system. So if we want things to work, we should start from the grassroots, the beginning, so that it works. By the time you want to begin to provide solutions from the top, my dear, it has no basis. If you set up this, who pays them? Okay. If you employ police, now you have one policeman to 400 people. Yeah. If you employ these people, you pay them, you pay vehicles. If the government now decides to train them as policemen, and equip them well, get the necessary things to combat crime, and there should be sincerity of purpose. Not because I'm from this region, they're attacking this region, the head of the police is from this region, when you call them, they still give all that, don't go. You understand what I'm saying? When all these things are working well, like you have in civilized countries, I have traveled out. You won't need all this, what we're talking about. Initially, Nigeria had this, constabulary, they call it, regional police. They discovered that it was not serving the purpose. That's why they say, okay, let's have Nigeria federal police. And things were moving well. Unfortunately, what we're having now is failure, societal failure, system failure. When you overhaul the system, you begin to get things work out well. That's what we're contesting. All right, that's what you're contesting.
All right, now, Barrister Patrick really want to respond, but you have to hold on first because it's Dr. Isibo's turn. Not to worry, after the break, you come back and you will definitely conclude. 3 to 6 months.
Yes.
That is a duration promised or mandated for them to really carry out what they have to carry out. Do you see that time frame being feasible? Is it feasible, 3 to 6 months?
It's feasible. I agree with them. When a stranger comes to a place and the landlord knows him, there's no need to beat about the bush than to go to the street to confront that stranger that stays here illegally doing evil things. These people, as I've said, they are the indigents of that state, that local government. It will even 3 months is too much. Do not. I said they started being patchouled and jittery. That is why Miyetti Allah quickly agree with that night something that no, our people should not do night something. It's because of that part of
no, but that is not the reason they gave.
Well, they have to tell us.
They didn't give that reason. They didn't give that reason.
I agree with you, but we who knows what they are doing.
Because in Miyetti Allah, they are not in support of the kidnapping, the raping, the maiming. They are not in support of that. They are cattle businessmen.
What they are doing internally, inside the bush, is a different ball game. Just 3 days ago, one of them went to a boy, raped a woman, killed her, and he said he was drunk. That's about 3 days ago, 4 days ago. So they know what they are doing. 3 months, I can vouch for them that they will do something. They are really determined. You know, when things have got to a standpoint, people will react. The citizenry, they are ready with them. They are in support. The kings, the obas, they are in support. What else do you want? In my father's farm, which I cannot go, will I not try to bring all these people? Oh yeah, go and see them there. That's it. That is my own contribution to the system. The system will work. Let us give it a trial, and you see the system.
All right. Anyway, Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association, they are a reputable organization. They deal on cattle, yes, and they are peace-loving people. Okay. Well, whatever you hear here is their own opinion. It has nothing to do with ITV. We'll do our best possible to make sure the follow the rules and regulations governing the airwaves. Yes, we may have some bad eggs. Even the association talked about fishing out those bad eggs that are working assiduously to make sure that reputation of that outfit, talking about TMI, it's held in high esteem. We want to go for a break. When we return, my analysts are going to conclude still on the issue of 3 to 6 months. Is it feasible, or is it going to be a continuum, or just like what Barrister Cosmos Erabo talked about, a system that will eventually, in the long run, feed on itself? We'll be right back after this break. Thank you so much for staying tuned. We're now at the last lap of the discussion segment of this morning on ITV Sunday's edition about Amotekun and a regional response, because it's like every region in Nigeria comprising of 6 geopolitical zones, they are responding to the formation of this regional outfit with others follow suit, and they have 3 to 6 months. That's what they promised to rid this region of miscreant. Beyond 6 months, do you think they will be sustained, or they will end up behaving like the fear expressed by Cosmos Erabo, what happened to Bakassi and the rest of them? Gentlemen, you're going to be giving your last line on this discussion, okay? If you want to give an advice, and of course looking beyond 3 to 6 months, what next for these outfits if other region must follow suit? Starting off from you.
Thank you very much. First and foremost, I would like to respond to what my brother said, Cosmos. And he said, you know, we should overhaul the system, which is a very good one. Overhauling it from all its weakened fabric, as it were, it's a good thing to do. But the challenge is this. If you wait for that, a whole lot of persons would have been killed. So I also believe in palliatives. You know, this one is not a final position, as it were. It's a palliative measure to forestall peace for now, to ensure that there's, you know, activities going on and people don't just lose. I imagine we have to spend about 3 years to overhaul. Then we won't eat again, we won't go to farm, we'll just be at home. So we need to stop these bad guys from what they are doing, as it were. And again, if you look at the Amotekun, as it were, we're looking at 3 to 6 months, whether they will be able to do the needful or not. Now listen, if peradventure, God helping them, and they deliver in 6 months, we will not say just go home that you've done that, because that will be inviting those guys back again. So they will not graduate into some proper way of doing things, and you know, everything has growth. You will not just be on the bush now trying to capture somebody. You know the bush is free now. Then maybe you now have to, you know, get more persons, and it will not be more of an everyday to-day activity, not just them alone, not moving with vehicles. Then it will not be that they have been able to expose that place and everybody know the in and out of workings of, and so security is everybody's business. It's because it has become this dangerous. That's why we say let's start this way. It gets to a time, every house, every landlord, you must tell us, those that are living in your house, people who come around and do a lot of things. So it will not be a one-time stand or a one-night stand, just get it done and then go. But if you go like that, you invite them again. So I employ many Nigerians to support it, and we applaud them, and we pray that God will give them the grace and the wisdom to drive on this whole agenda.
All right, thank you so much, yes. Barrister. I almost said Pastor. Barrister Patrick Osaige. And of course, Barrister Cosmos Erabo, your last line on this discussion.
No, it's simple. What they're doing is not bad, but the end product is what I look at. if they overhaul the system, things will become permanent. But by the time you begin to do palliative measures, you continue doing palliative measures, which will actually not do anything. The system itself should be overhauled. My brother talked about waiting a long time to overhaul. Overhaul security issues is just a statement, an order. The president went and bought an aircraft the other day for the army without even going through process. So if they can do that for the army, get equipment for the police, and then let them perform. Give an order. That's why it's called, if a policeman is killed by robbers, police make sure they arrest those people. Why? They are willing to spend their money, everything. But if it's others, government should bring. So if government brings, you see things work. I still have confidence in the police. I believe the police can perform if only they can be encouraged by way of equipment, welfare, and all that. You used to have police barracks. Now you don't have police barracks anymore. How do you expect a man to arrest his landlord when his landlord is called for an offense? It becomes difficult for him. So they should encourage the police. That's the overhaul I'm talking about. Right. Give them equipment and all. You will see all this nonsense will stop.
All right. Thank you so much, Barrister Cosmos Serabo. Dr. Samson Usibo, your last line on this discourse.
Well, I will say that one, Amotekun, other name is leopard. And what is the leopard? You know the virtues of leopard. Aggressive, strong, runs 80 km per hour. So those are the virtues of.
It's like you love this group.
It's like the founder. It's like the founder of the group.
So go inside the bush, pounce on them, bring them out, and them over to the police. That is the genesis, that is the objective. So I will implore them to move ahead, do the job, don't be corrupt, and in fact they won't be corrupt because they are not going to stand on the road collecting. No, that one will not happen. So they are going to be inside bush. That is the essence of the outfit. Unlike the police, how many of them can go inside bush? Even farm, they only stand by the roadside, checking point, nothing happen. In their presence, killer men will come to the main road, they kidnap, and we see the police running for their dear life.
Because according to Barrister Koso, they are ill-equipped.
They are over-pampered.
Pampered or ill-equipped?
They have money, so they don't want to die. Who wants to die? So these people that to say yes, we want to go with the part of the outfit. And we are part of it to set up in Edo City.
All right.
So I pray it will work.
Okay.
And we all have cause to be happy.
Okay.
The economy will boom. There will be peace. There will be everything. Unlike now that everybody is afraid. Farmers cannot go to the farm again. A traveler cannot travel with their eyes open. So what I'm saying is that the thing, let us give it a trial. Yes, it will work.
All right, thank you so much, gentlemen. The police, they are not over-pampered. They are ill-equipped. And I still believe in the Nigerian police. Yes, I still believe in the military. I still believe in NSCDC. I still believe in paramilitary organizations working assiduously to make sure that security will not be tampered with in Nigeria. Well, there's a new addition, Amotekun. Let's see what other region will come up with. Gentlemen, I appreciate a wonderful analysis. Thank you so much for honoring my invitation to come to talk about this.